natural realms of the earth. Earth scientists who study about the earth are called earth scientists. What do we call them? Earth scientists. Earth scientists. So here they are talking about the realms of the earth. What is meant by realm? Realm in the sense an area which is with some common features. So these earth scientists, they stated that there are 4 realms on the earth. How many? 4 realms on the earth. One is lithosphere, and second is hydrosphere, third is atmosphere, and fourth is biosphere. These are the 4 realms on the earth surface. Let us discuss about all these spheres, that is realms of the earth. In lower class you have come to know a little about these spheres. So first we look into the lithosphere. What is lithosphere? Right? Here it is a Greek word, litho. What is that? Litho. Litho. It is a Greek word which means rock. Which means what? Rock. And minerals. What is meant by litho? It is rock and minerals. Okay. This is a Greek word. Then sparia. Sparia also Greek word. It means spear. It means what? Spear or ball. So lithosparia, which is a Greek word, its meaning in English is lithosphere. That means it is a layer covered on the earth with rocks and minerals. Simply where we are living, where we have our houses, our shelters, that is lithosphere. In other words, it is the top solid part of the earth's surface. Hard top. Which top? Hard top of the earth's surface. Okay. It is crust. Okay. That means the solid crust of the earth's surface is lithosphere. Then how is this lithosphere? It is not smooth in all the areas. What do we find around us on the earth's surface? We find mountains, right? Then what we find, plateaus. What that? Plateaus, or we call them highlands. We find low plains, low plains, deep valleys, deep valleys, and some are very deep valleys. All these are the part of the lithosphere. Okay, deep valleys, very deep valleys, plateaus, plains, these are part of the lithosphere where we are living. And some part of the lithosphere is in the form of dust. Which one? Dust. This dust also part of the lithosphere. It is in air. Okay, in air we find dust. So dust is a part of the lithosphere. Okay, and here these what to call, many of the features of the lithosphere are shaped by the wind and water. Okay, wind, that means blowing air, what we call wind. Horizontally, when air blows, horizontally when air blows, that is called wind, right? And water, which is present on this earth. So these two things shapes many of the things on the earth. Understand? So some of the crust part, what we call dust, which is in air. So when lithosphere, that means land, simply we can call it is land. So when lithosphere heats it by the sun rays or cools down, then air and water which is on the land also influences. When the land is heated, when the lithosphere, that means land is heated, okay, the air present on this land, air present on the lithosphere or land heats up. Okay, that means air gets heat by the heat of the land. This is very important. Okay, water, right? When earth, that means the lithosphere, the land part becomes cool, then it influences air and water. So this is one sphere, what we call lithosphere, where we are living and where we find mountains, plateaus, which are called highlands, and some are lowlands that are plains, valleys, deep valleys. Some are deep basins which are filled with water, those are called oceans. So here it is shown. This is lithosphere. What? Which is covered with rock and minerals. It is a thick layer. Which layer? Thick layer. Okay. So this is about lithosphere in detail. Remaining will come to know in the next class. Okay. Then next is hydrosphere. What is hydrosphere here? Right? Hydrosphere is related to water. Which one? Water. It is also Greek word. Which one? Hydro. It has come from the hydra. Which one? Tudor. Tudor means water. It means what? Water. Okay. It is Greek word. Then water in the sense which water? Water in all types of sources. That means rivers, lakes, okay, then seas, Arabian Sea, Bay of Bengal, like that. Then oceans, Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, in that way. And also groundwater, which groundwater. All these are the part of the hydrosphere. Okay, that means an area covered with water on the earth is called hydrosphere. Which sphere? Hydrosphere. We find different water bodies, swamps, lakes, rivers, seas, oceans, groundwater which is tapped from the well or tube well. All these are the part of the hydrosphere. Understand? This is the second realm of the earth surface. Okay. Then third is atmosphere. Another important layer we find on earth, that is atmosphere. This is also thin layer surrounded on the earth. Atmosphere is an English word derived from the Greek word atmos. Okay. Atmos means vapor. What it is? Vapor. Understand? Atmosphere includes number of gases. Several gases are included here. Understand? That is oxygen, nitrogen, then carbon dioxide, water vapor. Water vapor also a gas. Okay. And dust. Just now I stated in the lithosphere. All these are part of atmosphere. So what is atmosphere? It is mixture of several gases, a large number of gases included in atmosphere. Understand? This is also another layer, that is realm on the earth. Okay. So what we discussed here, we discussed lithosphere, hydrosphere, and atmosphere. Finally, what is left? Biosphere. Understand? So what is biosphere, right? Bio, this is also Greek word. Okay, it has come from the Greek word bios. It is a Greek word which means life. What that? Life. Okay, life in the sense it includes all diversities of life, plants, animals, we people also part of it. Instead, we find life in ocean too, in atmosphere, right? All that is part of the biosphere. Instead, so here if you observe this given figure, you will find here there is some relation in between all these realms. Do we need air? Yes, we need oxygen for our life. Do we need a lithosphere? Yes, we need lithosphere to provide shelter, to get minerals, and to cultivate crops. Okay, soil is part of the lithosphere. So where do we get crops? From the lithosphere, right? Where do we get minerals? From lithosphere. So lithosphere is needed for us. Do we need water for our life? Yes, we need water for our life. It means that there is a interrelationship between hydrosphere and biosphere. Okay. In the same manner, we find a relationship from atmosphere and biosphere. Atmosphere also essential for us. So here all these three realms are very important for us. They are deeply interrelated and influence each other. Right or not? We are influencing, we are the part of biosphere influencing the lithosphere. How? We are changing the lithosphere. Okay, removing the forest cover and growing the and removing the forest cover and cultivating the crops, right? We are extracting the minerals from lithosphere. Huh? So we are changing the water lithosphere. That means we are influencing, right? As we influence the lithosphere, it also shows its effect on us, right? We are using the water for our life, okay, and the waste material we are dumping into the water, so that what happens, the water which is influenced by us will influence us, okay. So we are interrelated and influencing with each other. We means here biosphere. Biosphere is influencing the atmosphere, lithosphere, and hydrosphere, and all these realms also influence biosphere, so that these are interrelated and influence each other. What is that? Realms of the earth, right? So how many realms are present here? Three, with excluding biosphere. That means four. We have four. Okay. One is lithosphere. This is, what do you see here? Mountains, land part. This first one. Second is this hydrosphere. What do you see here? Water. And this is atmosphere. You see here gases. And fourth is biosphere, where plants are shown. Okay. So all these are the four layers we find in what to call on the earth surface. We find on earth surface four realms. Okay.